Discord. So this convention is called WEEB and everyone here is a popular creator. So welcome to our popular creators panel. So we're gonna all introduce ourselves. I'll start off real quick. I am Kawaii Kiwi. I am from New York, and my pronouns are they them. And we have here is you can go.
Hi, I'm Kai. I use she, they pronouns, and I'm 20.
And over here,
Hi. I
Ty, you can go.
Hi, I'm CK. I'm 19 and I use she, they pronouns.
Awesome.
Hi, I'm Ty. I'm from New York and I use she, her pronouns.
Awesome.
Hi, I'm Heartless Aquarius. I'm also known as Emma, as a human being. I am 23 years old and I am in the never-ending oven that is Arizona.
Oof. And Oliver.
Me next. Hi, I'm Oliver. I'm 19. I'm from Michigan.
Awesome.
Yeah.
And now we have Ray and Mads down there.
So I'm Ray. We're from North Carolina, and I use she, they pronouns.
I'm they, them. I'm a full legal adult now. I'm 21, so ooh.
Awesome. So this public creators panel, all you guys can ask questions down below in the chat. I'll be also looking into the Discord, looking at questions. But since I'm your host, I won't be answering questions unless you guys really want me to, or if I wanted to put my 2 cents in. But I'm just giving everyone over here their voices because I was in the panel yesterday. So anyway, let's start out with the very generic question. Why you started cosplaying? So let's start out with Kai.
Okay, so I started cosplay, my first ever convention. I'm from Michigan. I live in like southeast Michigan, so I'm kind of near Detroit. So my first ever convention was YomaCon 2012. And so, yeah, and so I saw a lot of people that were like there and they were cosplaying and I thought it was really cool. And that was when I just got started liking, I don't know if you guys have heard of Homestuck, but I really liked Homestuck. And I was like, dang, I think I want to dress up as Dirk Strider. So I did. And then I just continued. Yeah. That's that. I just thought dressing up would be cool, and now I'm here.
Awesome. And now, Mystery?
I got into cosplay because I did costumes in my high school theater for a long time, and then I left high school and I was like, I want to keep making costumes. What's a good excuse to keep making costumes? And this turned out to be the solution. It's a stress reliever. It's kind of nice.
It really is. How about Ty?
My family loves Halloween, so I was always into costumes. And since my dad was a wedding officiant, I used to always travel into the city with him. And I remember always traveling in the city and seeing a bunch of people in costumes get on the 7 train for like Comic-Con. And I thought it was a job. And as soon as I realized it was a hobby, I decided to join.
Oh, that's awesome. Now, Emma?
Yeah, so I have a very similar situation to Ty. Every family, at least when I was growing up, had their holiday, and we claimed Halloween. Like, we had giant Halloween parties, and we went like 120% every freaking year. And then one day we were in San Diego just for a family vacation. We were walking past the convention center, and there was a single file line of people, and someone was dressed as Link from Legend of Zelda. And we're like, what's going on here? And they're like, oh, it's Comic-Con. And we're like, let's check it out. So we waited in line for like 10 minutes, got a badge. Can't do that anymore.
You can't.
And I've been going to San Diego Comic-Con ever since. And then I discovered that there were anime conventions and other Comic-Cons. And also we found out as a family, oh, we can dress up all year round.
That's amazing. Well, sick invite. I want to go to some Halloween parties. Invite me next time. Um,
For sure.
now Oliver.
I started cosplaying like 2 years ago or something. I don't. It was just because me and my friends watched My Hero Academia, and then I somehow became friends with someone who cosplayed, and so we went to Youmacon, and yeah, it was super fun. But I had this weird hatred for wigs, so I wouldn't wear a wig to the convention. So I just dyed my hair green so that I could cosplay Deku.
Oh, that's really
But
sweet.
now I like wigs, so I don't know.
Way to be heavy.
I was like the same thing about makeup when I started. I'm like, anime characters don't wear makeup, so I'm not going to.
Yeah.
I think everyone goes through that phase.
Yeah.
Oh man. How about you, Ray?
So way back when in middle school, I started running out of ideas on who to dress up for Halloween. And so my friend that had recently gotten me into anime, I convinced her to dress up as Vocaloids with me. It was really bad, but that was my first time cosplaying, basically, and how I got to do it.
Oh, interesting. How about you, Matt?
I went to my first con forever ago, and it was a Heroes convention because I was like, I'm a big DC Marvel fan, so like comic books are my thing. And I saw all these people dressing up, and I was like, wow, that's really freaking weird. Like, why do people do that? So then I asked one of them, I was like, so like, it's not Halloween. And they're like, oh, no, we're cosplayers. Like, this is what we do. We make the outfits and stuff. And I go, you know, what if I do that?
Awesome.
So here I am.
You guys have such great stories. Oh my god. So let's look at some questions over here. Okay, so your favorite cosplay and your least favorite, because they're both like separate questions. So your favorite cosplay and your least favorite, and you know what? Let's also add your most comfortable cosplay. So 3 questions in one. Let's go. Kai.
Well, I'm really known for my Aizawa, so definitely a favorite. My least favorite is probably my Shinso, just because I didn't like my wig very much. It was just like no bueno. So, and then comfort cosplay would probably be either Present Mike or Aizawa.
Nice. How about you, Mystery?
Okay, so I'm also pretty known for my Aizawa, and so that's definitely by.
You cut out a little bit. No!
Oh
no! Well, when they come back, we'll go back to them. Okay, how about you, Ty?
My favorite cosplay will be Miss Joke because I met a bunch of my idols as her, and I got amazing feedback. And my least favorite would probably be Azawa. I look like my father with facial hair. It's not the best thing to think of. And my comfort would probably be Ibuki. I really like her crazy hairstyle.
Very fun. How about you, Emma?
Yeah, so my favorite cosplay, which I don't think anyone is surprised about, is literally any version of Deku I've done ever. Just every time I'm that green bean, I just feel good. My least favorite, I did Victor Nikiforov from Yuri on Ice, and I rushed it. I cut a lot of corners. I feel like it didn't look good, and I wasn't comfortable, and I just like walked around the whole day just self-conscious, and I'm like, this sucks. And one day I'm going to remake it, just because like I'm stubborn and I love that boy. And my most comfortable cosplay was either my poor Kigurumi that I made or Todoroki's mom, because it was literally Amazon pajamas that I ordered, and they are the softest things, and I still wear them.
We stand.
How about you, Oliver?
My favorite, I guess, I like Kirishima and Kionari because they're my favorites. I also really like cosplaying Junko. I don't know why. She's
Junko
just
is really
crazy.
fun.
And my least favorite, Aizawa. And because every time I put it on, I hate myself. But I want to cosplay him so bad.
You can do it.
Because I think I just look stupid as like weird as like them. My comfort cosplays are probably still Yamanari and Kirishima. They're easy. Yeah.
Yeah. How about you, Ray and Mads?
So my favorite cosplay is probably White Blood Cell from Cells at Work. Because it's the first cosplay I ever did after getting out of an abusive relationship. And then my least favorite would be Nick Wilde because it's not complete and the wig that came in is way too short, so it looks terrible. And my most comfortable cosplay would probably be Kaido from Psyche K.
All right then. So my favorite cosplay personally is probably Villain Waifu because, you know, I had a great memory with it. My least favorite is 100% Junko because she is a lot. Sorry, I can't, you know? And then my most comfortable one is probably Toga because I love her.
Great. All right, now Mystery is back here. I'm so sorry.
My computer died. I'm so sorry.
It's all right.
And my real name flashed for a second either, so I just saw my life flash before my eyes.
Oh, sorry.
So my favorite is my Aizawa, like I think I mentioned before my stuff shorted out. My least favorite is I think my Uraraka. I've never gotten her to look quite right, or my Byakuya for the same reason. And my comfort cosplay, surprisingly, is Hagakure. Now, she's a little uncomfortable physically, but she's such like a fun character, and people always love her so much. And she's just she's a very comfortable person. Fun mindset.
I mean, you look fantastic, so.
Aw, thank you.
All right. So, now we can answer an easy question, just to know about you guys. Favorite color? Easy question. It's a very important question, too. It's like a life and death situation. Like, you need to answer this correctly.
Oh, God.
Oh, dear.
All right, so let's start with Kai.
Well, I really like coral pink.
You passed the vibe check.
Thank God.
Mystery?
I like a light pastel pink or like a dark red, personally.
Ooh, those are nice. How about Ty?
I have to go with green or teal.
Nice. How about you, Emma?
Blue. Just blue all the way. I love blue.
Yes. Oliver?
I like black and red. Black's the color.
I like black too.
Physics.
Ray Mats?
Blood red.
And mine is literally anything pastel.
Awesome. Let's see. Whoa, so many questions here. What is your favorite anime? Favorite anime? Yeah, let's just do that. Favorite anime.
Well, it's kind of sad, but my favorite right now it's called Banana Fish.
I'm gonna watch that so bad.
I made her watch it.
Oh.
It's really, really good, but like it's so heartbreaking. I cried so hard.
Didn't know that.
Felt that.
Hello, Mystery.
I was gonna say Banana Fish, but since I'll go on to one of my top favorites is Sarazanmai. It came out summer 2019. I would try and explain it, but it's such a weird show. You just gotta watch it for yourself. Don't let the first episode scare you off, is what I'll say.
All right. How about Ty?
I will have to go with Soul Eater since it was the first anime that I watched and got in trouble for because I shouldn't have been watching Maka screaming for her life at 12 a.m.
Oh no. Emma?
I thought you were gonna say you got in trouble for Soul Eater because of the bath scene in episode 1.
No,
Blair the cat.
it was 12 a.m. and everyone was sleeping and Maka was screaming. I got hit with a slipper.
All right.
Yeah, so my favorite anime, it probably has to be either Yu-Gi-Oh! Or Devilman Crybaby. Very different series. Well, actually, they're both pretty dark.
Yeah.
But yeah, Yu-Gi-Oh! Is what got me into anime, like, truly. Like, I was into Pokemon, but when I found Yu-Gi-Oh! That's when the rabbit hole started. And Devilman Crybaby is just really good, and I love Akira, like, so much. Like, I buy, like, all the merch I can find of him.
Aw.
Little edge boy. Love. Stan.
I'll be honest, I don't really actually watch a lot of animes. I kind of just watch the popular things. I'm watching Haiku right now. Yeah, I mostly just play video games. But I think my favorite is probably Full Metal Alchemist or The Promised Neverland.
Oh, I love Full Metal Alchemist. Wait, Brotherhood or the regular one?
Oh, yeah.
I watched the regular, but not Brotherhood.
Brotherhood is really good.
It's really
I know.
I
Yeah, you can't watch the first one because they did it all wacky.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, I grew up with the first one, and then I saw Brotherhood during quarantine, and I'm like, what? So now Ray and Mads.
So it's hard for me to decide because I think my overall favorite anime, I really don't like the middle, like, 5 episodes, and I hate them more than I hate any anime shows ever. And that's Terror and Resonance. I think the overall plot is really good. But besides that, like, in terms of, like, overall, I like every single episode. It would be Cells at Work because you can just rewatch it over and over.
This is like the 5th time we're watching it, so yeah. So my personal fave is Fairy Tail. I have a not too skilled mark because I have a problem with it. But if not that, then it'd definitely be Rise of the Shield Hero because support characters deserve more represent.
Awesome. All right, so we got some questions on YouTube. So there, as you guys know, there is pro and cons of being a cosplayer, right? So maybe you guys can list one pro and one con. Just being a cosplayer in general. So we'll start off with Kai.
One pro is probably making the friends because I've made a lot of, like, my close friends through cosplaying, which is really cool because you can meet so many people that are, like, they can either be, like, close to you or, like, in a different country, which is really cool. Or, well, for a con, probably if you screw up styling a wig, because especially the fear is just relatable.
It doesn't grow back.
It doesn't grow back, and then you can't exactly return it. So it's like, well, I just wasted $30 on a wig. Time to go cry.
Yeah.
Worse if you spend, like, almost $100 on a lace front and you ruin it.
Oh my.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
That's like top tier. Mystery?
So one pro, kind of similar. I've met so many cool people through cosplay. I've met a ton of my close friends. Like the community is so like friendly and responding and generally pretty positive that it made getting into cosplay that much easier because everybody was so helpful when I was new and was like, you should try this. You should try this. Let me introduce you to TikTok. You should try this. And would you like my wig? Like everybody is so nice and kind and friendly. Like when I was new to the cosplay community and even now, that like that's my biggest pro is just it's a great place to be. My con is the time and the money that it takes to do cosplay. I'm a broke college student at an arts college, so those are two things that are constantly in shortage. Um, so it's like, sometimes balancing is hard. Balancing time and money with your necessities, which should always come first, it makes it difficult sometimes,
Agreed. I agree 100%. Ty?
A pro is when it comes to cosplay, my family's always really into it. Like, I'm building something right now, and my father wants to help, so it's like a bonding experience, especially with a family that's obsessed with Halloween. A con would be the amount of sexual comments that I get in person and online.
Agreed.
That's not good.
Yeah, it's
No.
not. Now Emma?
Let's see. I'll do a funny con to battle that. It's just how much pain you're in at the end of the day when you're in heels in a wig with your wig cap squeezing you and you're on your feet for like 13 hours. You might be partying at the same time, or you're just dehydrated and hungry because you spent all your money on something else. And so, but still fun. And I'm going to say the same pro as someone else. I forgot who said this. I'm so sorry. But like friends. Almost all of my best friends either cosplay or I met through cosplay. And honestly, like, I would like die for like most of my like cosplay buds. And like, they mean the world to me.
Aw. Oliver?
I think my pro is also friends. I've made a lot of friends. But I'll say something else. I think I really like TikTok. I think it's a fun creative outlet. And I like making videos. I don't know if that counts as a pro.
No, it does.
But I like my friends. A con, I don't know.
I feel it. Ray and Mads?
I think
I'm so sorry.
The baby. No apologies needed. The baby.
So I think my pro would be like you get to kind of embody your favorite characters and you can put your own like creative freedom into that. And then cons, probably just there's still parts of the community that I think contain a lot of hate. And it's probably going to be a while before, a lot more positivity comes back. But there will always be, bad apples in every bunch. So I don't think hate will ever be like eradicated from the community, but hopefully if we lift each other up, it can go up more positively.
So my pro and con is the exact same thing. Is the amazing builds, because it's like that sense of satisfaction when you're finally done. You're like, yes, but the building up to it, burning your hands, stabbing your hands, sewing your fingernails together, it sucks after a while.
Wait. Hold on. Sewing your fingernails together. That is not a common shared experience. No.
When I was
gluing, yes, sewing.
We were working on my Kirishima cosplay, and as I was like putting like the fabric over the belt, I put it across and I go, "Hey babe, get the nail clippers right now." not my brightest
Ow.
moment. But you know what? It was like 3 a.m. the day before con. Literally the day before we left for Katsu.
Con crunching. Well, you know what? I'll say my pro and cons since everybody said. For me, pros. I love traveling, so it's something I can do, and I always love traveling. But I always like to go to a destination and do something with a lot of people and have friends and like party and hang out with people. So, going to cons in cosplay is two things that I love doing, and going and traveling and meeting people. I love doing that. A con for me, um, definitely like the money and the time. That's it kind of sucks, but you can always work. And it's for me what I say because I'm 23. So instead of going out and drinking with a bunch of friends, I rather spend it on cosplay. So I rather use my money on something else that I'll be having fun for a longer period of time. So um, yeah, there's that. Um, Now let's see. Boo, 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 boo. A lot of people are commenting about the cat, by the way.
I'm so sorry.
It's the cutest.
It's
I
so
love when they're
cute.
babies and their squeaks are so passive aggressive.
I have pushed her on the floor so many times, and she keeps coming up. I don't know what to do.
You love her. You shove her in your shirt and just have the head pop out.
That's perfect.
So
That's so
Genius.
adorable.
Big brain.
So, what is your most embarrassing moment in cosplay? It could be either at a con or at home while you're making videos, making content, anything that's embarrassing to you, I guess. I have a lot, so if you guys want to take a second, we could take a second. Well, you should put some music like do.
No, I remembered. It came
I know
flooding back.
mine. Oh.
Your face is red now. I think we should start with you then. Emma, what is it?
Okay, so this actually happened recently. So what I've been doing in quarantine is I have my recording and like photo set up in like in a different area than like my room and everything. So I was off and I was dressed in Bakugo for My Hero Academia. So not my normal appearance whatsoever, not my normal gender. And I come back into the main part of the house, and my parents are on a video call with friends of theirs who have never seen me like that before. And they were doing a tour of the house with the phone, and they turned, and then there was me. No, I was Raymond. So I had ears, and I had fangs, and I had glasses, and I was just like, hi. They didn't know I did this stuff. My parents are like super supportive, but like, that was just really embarrassing because I was just like, oh, like they're still talking to their friends. I'll just sneak around and like not bring up and not be like that weird child. It's like, hi, I'm 23. I'm getting my master's, and I dressed up like a cat boy today, and these strangers saw that.
Man. Anyone else has any embarrassing moments that they want to share?
I got one.
All right.
So last year was the last year for this con in Michigan called ShudoCon. And yeah, so that was where I debuted my Aizawa. And the thing, like, the con was like really small. It was in this hotel. And so as soon as it was Saturday, so like it was like a 3-day weekend, it was Saturday. And I like I pretty much like went there and just like was still waking up, but I was still in cosplay and stuff. So there was like a Starbucks. So we were just like waiting in line, and like, you guys know how the fandom it can be. So I like was looking around the hotel, just kind of being like, oh, this is cool. Like, it's a bummer that this is the last year. And I was just kind of admiring. And like, there was this like herd of My Hero students that were just like, and I was like, oh no. And it was really scary because most of that day, like,
Oh no. Are they cut off?
We're never going to hear the end. Dun, dun, dun.
Just dot dot dot.
It was
Continue.
it was pretty spooky.
Oh wait, he missed it because he got cut out.
You missed the good part. Oh
Oh wait, I got cut out.
Yeah, it
Yeah.
got cut out. That was really funny.
Well, I was just basically saying like it felt like I was being followed the whole time because as soon as I like turned around and noticed the group, they were just all like heavily staring, and it was like, don't look at me like
I
that.
thought you were about to say heavily breathing. I was like,
So many
no. I've
levels.
also got a My Hero story, if
Yes.
we're okay to
Spooky.
share.
yes,
With my
Can I
great
go after the My Hero
Yes.
for another My Hero?
yes. I think
Can
we
I
all
go
have
after
my-
Matt?
We can go everywhere.
So I went one day on like a Friday in Uraraka, and I do not know what possessed this person to act in the way that they did. I won't name names, mostly because I've forgotten. I was vibing in Uraraka, talking to an All Might who was running a booth, and a toga tackles me and almost tackles me into a structure in the middle of the con floor. I would almost hit like a very tiny support, I would have knocked shit down. Like fully got tackled. No warning.
Yikes. Yeah.
I don't know, man. I love this. I love this show, but people are crazy. I don't think that's much embarrassing as it is horrifying.
Yeah, you know what?
I don't know.
Same thing.
It works either way.
It's like embarrassing that it happened to you.
Yeah.
But, like, 'cause
It was
you were
it's like a
there,
good
but it was-
football tackle too. Like they were not playing around.
Oh my. They just jumped. Like,
That's terrifying.
Extremely.
Yikes.
Matt?
So, my embarrassing thing was it was in Anime New York City last year, and I was in Mineta cosplay, and all of these kids came up to me and kept yelling at me to throw my balls at them. While their parents were like listening to this, and I'm sitting there, I'm like, I feel so awkward. Please tell your kids to go away. That's the scariest thing that's ever happened to
Yeah.
me. The cosplay
That's
Mineta.
spooky. That's really spooky.
It's terrifying. There's a bunch of little 12-year-olds running after me.
It's always the 12-year-olds.
Like, go home. Go to your parents.
The
Stop.
raptor screeching freshman high schoolers / middle schoolers.
Uh-huh.
Ty?
So I was home and I was doing Azawa's makeup for the first time. And I thought, oh, I actually look like a dude. So I'm filming. My dad walks in. He glances at me, ignores me, then comes back with his phone. Little did I know he was on a family meeting, showed everybody who I was dressed as. And everyone's like, oh my God, that's your twin. She looks just like you.
Oh no.
And I'm just standing there with like Cannibal playing, and I'm like, what do I do? It's 3 a.m. Why are you on the phone with the family?
Alright. So, hold on. Maybe I'll say mine. Should I say mine? I had to think about it for a second. I have a lot of stories because I embarrass myself all the time and then I regret. One thing for me, I'm going to say two things. So, one, every time I meet a mutual or someone I look up to, I make like I'm a fool. Like I get so embarrassed and I get like scared and anxious and I just do stupid things like fall down, trip over. I just become a klutz really. I just forget how to like walk. Sometimes I hit a wall. Oh, that happened a few times. But things like that, it happens to me. Or another embarrassing moment for me was when I was dressed as Cinderella. And it's not really embarrassing for me, I guess. I don't know. So I was dressed as Cinderella, like the new movie one, you know, the live action. A parent was like, "Oh my God, look, it's Elsa! It's Elsa!" And then I was there. I was like, "Let it go, let it go." And right after I did that, because I did it as a joke, like you know, just like my friends were like joking and laughing, and all that. So I was like, "Let it go, let it go." And then a bunch of other people and like parents came over, handed me their children, be like, "Here, Elsa, hold my child, take a picture." I'm like, "Why am I holding this kid? Like, what is going on?" So, for a good half hour, I was responding to Elsa. So for me, that's embarrassing because that's not. It makes it look like I don't know who I am. You know, so
What am I?
like, what am I? I'm cosplaying as Cinderella, but I'm responding to Elsa. So, um, but yeah. Um, now let's see. I have other questions. A lot of people want to hear con horror stories. We kind of said it, unless you guys have more.
I kind of want to focus on good vibes,
Yeah,
considering
like
everything that's
everyone
going
wants to
on.
hear like everything. Okay, someone's like, "You like jazz?
You like jazz?
You like jazz?"
No, yes.
Someone just want to be a meme here.
The scream would corroborate.
Let's see. Let's see. There's a lot of like the same questions about like horror stories. I'm like, we already said it. Um, would you cosplay with a non-weeb? Like,
Like someone who doesn't know anime at all?
Yeah.
I have my sister.
My mother.
Well, I guess like my parents, like I've cosplayed with them, and they're not weebs.
all right.
And then my sister went to Comic-Con.
Yeah. Okay, how about this? I'm going to take that question and turn it into something else. Have you guys told your regular friends that you cosplay? Like the normies?
Yeah.
Yes.
Well, I don't
Okay,
have
yes.
normie friends, but like my coworkers know, and they now
Alright.
follow me on Instagram.
Ooh.
I mean, all my close friends who aren't into cosplay or they don't, watch anime, they all follow me on TikTok and regularly compliment my stuff despite not knowing what's going on. I love them so much.
That's so sweet.
They're very supportive. So, it's a good friendship, back and forth, even if you don't understand what's going on.
That's nice.
With me, I have a handful of friends that really support my cosplay habits, and then I have another handful that didn't say nice things, so I no longer call them my friends. So that was a nice wake-up call.
Yeah. Anyone else?
All of my friends are weebs because normies scare me. But a lot of people from my high school have found my TikTok and will post on my live streams being like, "Hey, do you ever miss playing this sport with us?" And I'm like, "How do you know me? Please go away. You did not talk to me at all in high school. Don't talk to me now. Thank you."
Yeah. It's a mood. Anyone else? I think we got everyone?
I feel the same way.
You feel the same way?
You're hurting me. Stop.
How about let's now talk about like popularity, I guess, because we're all popular creators. We have a following, and everyone really looks up to you guys. You guys are really sweet and all. So, do you guys have any like advice to give to your followers? Just like a well, we can talk more about like cosplay advice in a bit, but more like advice for them.
Like life advice?
Like a life advice, probably.
All right.
Anything?
Oh, I got that down.
Am I still going first?
Yeah, you can go first.
Okay. All right. Whatever.
No pressure.
I would for like life advice, I would definitely say to not let anybody push your beliefs aside and to just stand up for what you believe in, because there are going to be people that don't like what you like and don't support all the same things that you do, but in order to like be yourself and like be true to you, to make yourself happy, you gotta just vibe with what you vibe with. Like, just if you like it, stay with it, go for it.
I second that.
Yeah. In a similar vein, if we're going to keep with the same order,
the same order.
My advice is to not let other people dictate the course of your life. Don't let your parents direct you where to go for college. That is a decision, or that's an example of a decision like along these lines. But like, once you hit a certain point, you need to make decisions based on what you want and what you need, not based on other people's wants and needs. It sounds selfish, but this is your life. You need to do with it what makes you happy.
Mm-hmm.
My advice would be like, don't let the negative comments get to you. No matter what people say, do what you want to do. I had people try to pull me down when I said I wanted to cosplay, and I ignore them. And look at me now, I'm doing something that I love. So do what you want to do, ignore the negative comments, and just keep on pushing.
Agreed. Emma?
This is something I'm still trying to learn. I don't know if anyone else has difficulty with this, but if you're struggling with something, whether it's with school, with work, don't be afraid to reach out for help. I find that very difficult for me personally because my brain, doesn't want people to think I'm stupid. But at my current job, there's such a loving, helpful environment, and I feel comfortable with asking for help when I'm stuck with a piece of code or something. So I wish I had that lesson earlier instead of being stubborn, because that would have made my life a lot easier. Because there are people who want to help you. There are resources out there.
Exactly.
Oh yeah.
Ray Mads?
My personal piece of advice is stay true to who you are, no matter what. In the very beginning of my career on TikTok and Instagram, I got so much hate for having tattoos. My favorite comment was always, "Why is Deku in the Fairy Tale Guild?" And my response was always, "Because he can be if he wants to be." And then I decided to stop listening to them. So now people are like, "Oh my gosh, Deku shouldn't have a toga tattoo." And I'm like, well, you know what? I'm not him. So take what...
He's not real.
Exactly. Take the negativity and go with it. Be like, you know what? I'm going to do it anyway.
If the people you're currently surrounding yourself with make you feel worse about yourself than before you met them, then you should probably stop letting them in your inner circle, because they'll just keep bringing you down.
Agreed.
Yes.
100%.
So that snaps of that.
I agree to that. My advice, just have fun. Do something that you want to do. That's what I did, because I always said that when I was I used to do pro sports and stuff. So I used to tell people do what you want to do. You have fun. If you don't like it anymore, you don't have to do it anymore. And I kind of went through that phase where I'm like, do I really want to do this anymore? I want to start something new. And that's when I saw the whole world of cosplay, and I love creating any sort of content. I like making more skits and just enjoying and being creative and stuff. So I decided that last year as a New Year's resolution to actually do something I really want to do, and that's what I did. So yeah, do what you want to do. Everybody has amazing advice here. So we have some questions about okay, so we can start about advice and tips. So we can start with I don't know where you want to start. Do you want to start wigs, makeup? We can start somewhere. Want to start with makeup? I think that's what we do before we put on wigs, I guess. So any makeup advice you guys want to share or tips? We're gonna be beauty gurus right here.
Hold up, all my makeup is right next to me. Let me see if I can find it.
Get coconut oil to take off your makeup, because it's a lot cheaper than makeup wipes.
Ooh.
Because you can just rub it on and it melts all your makeup off, and your face is shiny and moisturized after a long day of con of being dehydrated.
Agreed.
There's one type of foundation that I recommend because it's so good. Look up Krylon TV Paint Stick. It's makeup that's made for film and TV, and it's super cheap, even cheaper than a couple of drugstore foundations that I've found. It will cover every single skin imperfection. It will cover tattoos. I have pretty bad skin discoloration on my face, and it covers it in a single swipe, no concealer needed. This is just an ad for Krylon foundation, but like
Okay,
for real.
Okay, but like send us
Can
the
you
link.
send me the link?
I'll drop
Yeah.
it. When I can see, I'll send it into the chat.
Yeah, because like I didn't even know that.
I could cover my tattoos. Ooh woo.
After you were saying this whole nice like advice,
No,
saying,
I
you
want to see what I look like with them covered.
don't- Okay. After you
'Cause I
saying like,
forgot what it
oh, you
looks
don't
like,
need to
you know?
cover, and then now you're like, let's cover it.
I want to know what I look like with no tattoos again.
Yeah.
It's kind of weird.
It would be weird, right? Emma, I feel like you have your stuff with you right now, so
Yes.
I'm ready.
Because I was literally in makeup yesterday. So something I discovered yesterday is actually this brand I use a lot. It's called BH Cosmetics. It's super affordable. It's online and kind of in Ulta. And the great thing is that their website, if the item is not on sale, like wait a week or two and it will go on sale. So their total coverage concealers are full coverage and like $6.
Drop
Ooh,
the ad.
So they have like a huge shade range. I use the lightest shade and I use white for highlighting and, sculpting my face. They have this like base booster, like glitter and eyeshadow base. And I use it for my glitter look, which I just posted on Instagram.
Ooh,
And it worked really well. And I've never put glitter on my face before. So I was like, oh, wow, it worked. And it didn't like ruin everything I just did.
Really?
The e.l.f. Poreless Putty Primer, I really like. And it's only $6. I'm very cheap. Most of my stuff's drugstore, like the Coty Airspun powder that every
Cody
beauty
Airspun
guru
is god tier.
that
Sorry, a
every
little
beauty guru
plug-in.
uses, and I've never found
You
anything
guys,
better.
look at
Oh,
that.
look you can kind of see the
No,
glitter.
you can see it. It stays on well. Holy heck.
Yeah, and I was like, I had that on for like so many hours, recorded TikToks, and like barely any came off. The only thing I have splurged on is the Morphe setting spray because it is a bit more pricey, but that mister is so freaking nice. And it's just like a little aerosol can, and I like the smell. And it just setting spray is going to be your lifesaver. Just put a bunch of that stuff on because, at cons, like I wear makeup for like 14 hours straight. So the main things I usually have to touch up is maybe my lipstick, and usually by the end of the day, like my eyeliner's gone weird on the inner corners, but I can't stop that.
Yeah.
And as the day goes on, people notice the flaws less and less.
Oh man. Anyone else with makeup tips?
I mean, I don't recommend it, but I use hairspray to set my makeup.
It does hairspray. Well, back in the day, that's what we did before there was setting spray. Like in the Homestuck days, that's how we set our body paint was
Yeah, I
with
was gonna
hairspray.
say, that's really if you want to do water shoots,
Yeah.
use Got to Be glue, spray it, and
Yeah.
it will last for, let's say, a good time for a photo shoot, like 30 minutes max. And then you may have to retouch, but I would say, like, if you want to do a water shoot, and that will help a lot.
My advice will be experiment all the
Yes.
time. I used to draw my under lashes, and one day I was like, you know what? I'm gonna put fake lashes under. And when I went to con for the first time, I got so many compliments. I had people compliment me like Kiwi and Max Hollow on my makeup, and it was just a real confidence booster. And I'm glad that I experimented all the time.
Oh. Anyone else?
I have one more thing.
Yes.
I have one more thing. I'm so sorry.
Do it.
I can't find them at the moment. But if you have access to a Daiso at all, it's like a Japanese dollar store where everything. Well, in Japan it's only 100 yen. In America it's $1.50. They have fake lashes that like are kind of that stereotypical anime lash where it's like chunks like da 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 instead of like natural looking. And I really like those, and I use them all the time. And again, $1.50. Like,
I'll send you
Daiso's
a
just cheap as
$1.50
heck, and we
have you send it
stand.
to me.
yes, and it's like good stuff too.
I don't think I have any around me.
I think they're mostly West Coast.
You know
I'll
what?
have to like
moving.
grab some for you and send them to you.
Please. I'll send you things too. Haha.
I have one tip if we're able to talk. People I was contouring on live stream yesterday, and I got a lot of questions about contouring.
Uh-huh.
For a good contour, you should go look up the muscular anatomy of your face. Go see what ways the muscles lay, what patterns they use. That is the way you're going to get a good contour, because you're playing with the shadows on your face. That's all that contour is. It's just playing with shadows. And so figuring out where they naturally lay if you know natural is your thing, at least, like if that's your style, like a little research with that has helped my contour go from like weird and blocky to like it looks really good masculine, at least. Like that's my advice. Be a little funky.
Yeah. Awesome.
And I find with contouring, that's something you just have to practice. Like, it's just because I used to not do it. And I look at old photos of myself and I'm like, wow, my face is flat.
Yeah.
Been there.
I feel that, or actually finding the perfect shade because either it was too dark for me or way too light for me. But then I finally found the right thing. And you can actually see it for once and not being either too flat or like
too showy.
I smeared mud.
I can't find my dang contour stick.
Oh.
Anyway, I use the Ulta brand cream contour, and then I use the LA Girl contour powder. And that combo seems to work for me personally.
Awesome. I would say you don't have to do the makeup style of the character all the time. Like, if you want to be creative and make the cosplay more of your own cosplay and you want people to recognize you in that cosplay, definitely, like, experiment and do something different. Like, Ty did the lashes, and they're more known for doing the lashes like that. I do a lot of blush, and a lot of people know me like, oh, you do a lot of blush. And I'm like, yeah. Like, you just definitely had to experiment. One thing I really love is the Danganronpa fandom with their makeup styles. Holy heck. I just follow people just to see their makeup, and it's just amazing. They do so many creative like some things I'd never even thought of, like putting your eyeliner like up here and then do another one down, almost like kind of like a clownish kind of look, but they make it look so good and so sharp. It's amazing.
Danganronpa makes the best TikTok trends and has the coolest makeup out of most communities.
Hi, Oliver, you're back. Welcome back.
The bean is back.
We're just talking about makeup advice. So but yeah, I really love like the Danganronpa community, how they like all have their different types of I don't know what's happening. It's like one's losing people. So I just really love how everybody gets so creative. I love the glitter that they use. I like how they use the white eyeliner and they put it around their nose and their cheeks and putting little hearts or little clouds. It's super cute. Sometimes I get my inspiration from other people. So yeah, if you want to make it your own, you can make it your own. Now maybe let's talk about contacts. Yeah.
I have something to say about contacts.
Yeah, I think we all probably have something to say.
I think, it's just like I have something to say.
I have so many, but I'm going to let you guys all go first before I say something. So, yes.
Okay. As cool as contacts can be for a cosplay, you don't need them to cosplay a character. Some people don't find them comfortable. Some people can't afford them. They don't like how they look. They can't, like, purchase them. Contacts, it's just icing on the cake. You can cosplay anybody you want to without needing specific contacts for it. It's really cool to be able to find good contacts for good prices, but that being said, it's not necessary in order for your cosplay to be a good cosplay.
Agreed.
That's all.
My note on contacts, if we're going the same order, is keep track of the expiration dates of your contacts. Write them down on your case or something, because from personal experience, putting in a pair of expired contacts is not a good one. They don't keep a lot past their shelf life if they've been out in the open. So just be careful.
Agreed. Anyone else about contacts?
Hygiene is really important. Make sure to always clean your hands and have contact solution. Kick your pets out if you have pets with hair. Like one time my cat came in and he jumped in my lap, and right before I went to grab my contacts, I realized he was shedding, and I was like, damn it, I have to clean my hands again. So just be very safe with that. I don't want anyone getting eye damage. Just always be extra careful because your eyes are very sensitive.
Yes. Anyone else?
Yeah, so people talk, there's a lot of debate around this, but I talk to my friends who wear contacts every single day of their lives, and they agree with me on this. So this is my experience because if you're doing makeup, put your contacts in first, because then your hands aren't covered in makeup, and you don't risk, like, if you're putting on like mascara and stuff, that won't get on the underside of the contact, which then rubs against your eyeball. So putting them in before just decreases the risk of contamination and getting foreign bits. And also, if like something gets in there when you have your full face of makeup and you start crying, you're gonna cry your makeup off, and that's not cute.
Calling me out. Okay, yeah, keep going.
Yeah,
keep going. Keep calling me out. Okay, I see how it is. No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
Yeah. I think the only exception is maybe like full-on scleras, because you can't get anything done with those in. No. But those are very difficult and are meant for experts. A lot of practice, because every single person that I know who's worn them, I'm like, God, I want to own a pair because they look really cool. They're really painful. Don't.
Yeah, I'm too afraid to try those. For me, when I put my contacts, I have everything on but my my eyes, and then I put it in. I don't put my mascara on or my lashes on before because I didn't want to fall out. So that's what I do. So you kind of called me out. Okay, I see.
Well, and that's fine. It's just from my experience and from my knowledge, that's my advice.
No, I have to do that. I'm not sure if anyone was going to say this. Wig soup is okay, but like not contact soup. You saw that?
That's a thing?
Yes.
What?
People
do
that.
Oh no. Icky.
It's disgusting. My light, decides to go dark. Okay, whatever.
That's a horrible idea.
Yeah,
Ew, no.
Please do not do contact soup, because that is not okay. But first of all, both eyes is different. You're supposed to keep one contact in one eye and another contact in the other eye. You have to keep it the same. So it's not okay. Don't do it.
Also, do not store multiple contacts in like one container, because they will fuse together.
I made that mistake once.
Do you want to know what mistake I accidentally did once? What? I accidentally put a contact in when I already had a contact in.
Me too. That's what I learned.
I was like, wow, why does this look different? And I'm like, oh my
God. Or when you can't see and you're like, you take it out. I did a full 2 hours with 2 contacts in one eye. And I was like, I can't see straight. I'm like, okay, maybe my eye, I need to get checked or whatever. I took it out, one came out, and I looked at the screen and I was like, shoot. And then I took out the other one. So, but yeah, anyone else have anything about contacts?
Prescription colored contacts exist.
Yes.
For everybody else who's blind out here, I get exclusively prescription colored contacts. I know a bunch of people who don't wear them for the purpose that they can't see whenever they wear them. The brand that I work with, Pinky Paradise, sells prescription contacts on every single one of their contacts. They're fantastic. I really recommend them.
Awesome. Yeah, anyone else have anything about contacts? I think we're good with that.
If it hurts, take them out.
That.
Yes.
Immediately.
Yes. Agreed.
Don't go, oh, it'll get better. If it doesn't stop within like 10 seconds, take it out.
Yeah. Definitely. And clean it.
Clean
them.
Month, you're supposed
yes.
to clean them. So usually like at the end of the month, I usually just take all my contacts and I'll just like have a good hour. I have so many contacts, which is weird because I don't wear them all, but I have so many contacts, so I clean them. Even if I haven't worn them for, let's say, a month.
It's just good to change the solution too.
Exactly. And it dries out.
Mm-hmm.
So I had to put more.
Yeah. Oh my God. Yeah.
Especially if you go on a plane. Here's another thing. If you are traveling on a con, to a con, you can bring your contacts with you as carrying on. Because every time I bring it into to check luggages, they always evaporate. I don't know why. They always evaporate in my bag. So
Mhm.
usually I fill it up before I leave on the plane, and then right after I check on them to see if I had to fill them up again, because sometimes they evaporate in the air. So definitely that. All right, so let's move on to wigs. The fun topic of wigs. Anyone has any general advice about wig styling or just wigs in general? Anyone can go.
This will save your life.
Yes.
Oh
Yes.
my god, yeah.
Got to be
I
Glued is
agree.
the best hairspray. It's basically glue in a can in a good way. That's not glue. And you can get it like everywhere. Sally's Beauty Supply, Walmart, Amazon. It's everywhere. I'm sure like this brand keeps this around just because cosplayers buy it by like the truckload.
Of course. We buy so much of it.
So much.
Oops, sorry. I'm trying to fix my light here. 'Cause
Make sure to
now-
hit that hairspray after you use it on a wig with a hair dryer, like almost immediately after
Mhm.
using it so it dries.
Yeah.
Oh, and don't go too thick with hairspray either, because then it will take forever to dry and it'll look like stringy.
Mm.
Yeah. Cutting? No. Yes. Just saying. When you cut a wig,
Yes.
you want to cut it, take your scissors, right? You do not want to cut it straight.
Trim
You had to just trim this way. Another thing
You
that
can
really
do this
helps
straight
is
if you
doing
need to
that.
remove a lot of length, but if you want to make it not look blunt and crazy, then you go.
Yeah. Definitely do that to make it look more natural. For bangs, definitely do that. I start, even if it's like long over here, I still do it. I feather it
Mhm.
until it's the way that I want it to be. Because I accidentally cut it this way once, and it was a long one. It was up to my chin. So I cut it here, like to my nose, and I was like, oh, that'll be fine. But then it ended up here. So you never know. Definitely. Anyone else about wig advice?
Make sure if you're shopping online for wigs, especially on Amazon and especially on eBay, make sure you read reviews, because if you found a wig that's like really nice and it's got no reviews, then you kind of don't know what you might be getting into, because it's always good to see that other people have good experience with wigs, just so that you can be like, okay, other people know that this is a good wig, then I can try it instead of just going in with a blind eye. You know what I mean?
I wanna throw you right back. I
To
wanna
follow
show
up
an
with
example.
that, I trust reviews without photos.
Mm-hmm.
So always look for reviews with photos. And also, if someone says this wig tangles easily and it's a wig that goes down to your waist, that person's never owned a wig before in their life.
Right.
They will tangle. That's what happens.
Here with examples.
I did Manetta's hair recently, and the balls got to be glue was a lifesaver. Also, like if you're doing Manetta's balls, make sure the base before you put the hair on is the similar color, so that way you don't have to go layers and layers of hair. Because when you do things like the weight matters. The weight really matters because gravity will be against you, and during con it will fall off and probably break.
So
Also,
I have
when
an
you're
example.
styling wigs, make sure you constantly clean your area if you have pets. If your pets consume the wig hair, it probably will get tangled in their intestines, and you will have to pay a giant vet fee. So that way they can keep living.
So
Keep
here-
wigs away from animals, please.
So here's an example of an Amazon wig that I didn't check the review on. So it looks good. Like, I'm just using this as a clown and maybe one cosplay, because I was not going to cosplay much. If you're going to get a cheap Amazon wig just to like do something once or twice, I say go for it. But this is how it looks. It looks great, right? But then inside is very different. It doesn't have a lot of wefts. Wefts are things that all the hairs that's glued. So
Yeah, there's
because-
like stripes of hair.
yeah,
That's how
so
wigs
these
are
are
made.
wefts, but you can tell the quality of this wig. You guys are probably like, not good,
Party City vibes.
right? This is
We
Amazon.
stand.
So, you see how it's like a lot that you can see in. So that's going to show your natural hair. And you don't want that. So you have to like,
In comparison, this is an Arta wig,
Yeah, I was
which
gonna
I would
show
say
my
is like
Arta
the
wig.
Lamborghini of wigs. Like, that's the spacing between the wefts compared to the inches.
yeah, like,
I would say Amazon wigs, like what Kiwi has, is perfect when you're making like manetta balls or you're just cutting
Yeah.
and using wefts.
yeah.
That
if
is
you
your-
harvesting.
You can buy
Yeah.
2 of these because this is not really that tangled. Like, it's kind of tangle resistant in a little bit. So if I was going to actually use this again, I'll probably buy another one, the same exact one, and cut off all the wefts and glue it on. But that's extra
Mhm.
work if you really want to do it. Always braid your long hair wigs. So brush slowly, go bottom up. That's what I did last night with all my wigs. So it's not like tangled. So bottom to up. No matter how much you want to like yank it, you can't. It's so sad.
It's like with real hair.
Yeah, you don't want to yank it, even though I do it with my hair. Volume, teasing. Learn how to tease. It helps with volume. This wig used to be very flat, and it got a lot of volume because I teased it, as you can see.
Ooh.
Yeah, so if you're looking for long hair wigs that will last, Amazon, not good. Not your friend. Arta, yes.
Listen, I'm an Arta fangirl. If you go to my page and look at the wigs tag, like 99% of the time, the Arta, those things will survive a nuclear, like zombie apocalypse.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
I swear, like, those wigs can take abuse, and then you just take a straight iron to it and, like, recurl them or whatever, and then they're like, I'm a wig again. You're like, how?
It's
Are you
so
alive?
nice. It's so good.
Another
I just hate
recommendation,
ruining it.
don't buy a wig. If you're going to buy wigs on Amazon, don't buy them whenever they're labeled with a character name. They're going to mark up prices on those wigs.
Oh, yeah.
Try and look for like a more generic type that's still like the same style as the character. But if you look at the prices for a short green cosplay wig versus the prices for a Deku wig, it's always going to be marked up on the Deku wig. So a little research will save you a lot of money.
Yeah, you don't need to buy it from Arta all the time.
You-
If you really
you
want
don't.
to last.
I'm just obsessed.
Yeah,
I'm just
me too.
insane.
If you want something to
I was gonna
last,
say,
Arta.
another recommendation is Epic Cosplay. I've gotten really good wigs from Epic Cosplay, and sometimes like you can find dupes of Arta wigs. If you can't like afford an Arta wig, Arta wigs are really good. But Epic Cosplay has wigs that sometimes look similar to Arta wigs that are just a little bit cheaper if you need, but like still good quality. So
This is epic.
if you can't exactly spend a lot of money, but you still want like good quality, Epic Cosplay is also a good brand.
It's so pretty.
That's so cute. I love that.
I'm so excited.
Aww. Yeah, so wigs really help a cosplay if you really want to make it like pop. But you can always use your natural hair. And
Yes.
you can spray it or
We're
use
just
hair
giving
chops.
tips if you want to use wigs,
Yes.
if you want to use contacts, if you want to do makeup. You don't have
Exactly.
to
You
because
don't
we're
have
all just
to.
nerds playing dress up.
Yes.
Yep.
Another thing is that like a lace front. This is actually an Amazon lace front wig, and it's honestly amazing.
I
Sometimes
get all my lace
Amazon-
fronts from Amazon now
Amazon
because
has
they're
the
only like
best.
$30. Same.
They have honestly the best lace fronts. So if you want to get a cheap lace front wig, get it from Amazon. That's where I'm going to get all my lace fronts now. But if you want Arta, you can get Arta. It's just that it's going to be like $100, while you can get one for $40 on Amazon.
There's an interference on someone's end.
Yeah. So, and sales. Check out those sales. Sometimes there are in sales in booth at cons, so you don't have to pay the shipping fee. I don't know why I said free. You don't have to pay the shipping fee. Always consider that when you're buying a wig. If you're looking at a con and you're just like, hey, maybe I'll check out that wig booth, because you won't have to pay that $14 of shipping. Because that
Me
adds
with
up.
Arta.
Yeah, it adds up, especially if you really need it, like for a con in 2 months. It's better to get it there. Yes.
Also, if you're like in like a maybe like a more urban area, there are stores dedicated to selling wigs. They sell more natural wigs,
Yeah.
but I've gotten a lot of my best wigs from an in-person store, like a small business. Like they're fantastic.
And a lot of them have like the half lace front. And it's really
Yes.
nice. And that's where I got my first wigs when I was trying to grow out my hair. Fun fact, I used to wear wigs a lot because I was trying to grow out my hair because it was really heat damaged. So I wore a lot of natural color wig, which was literally the same color as my hair. And I just like walked around with it. And nobody knew. And I didn't know anything about wigs. So it probably like now knowing how a wig should look, I probably wouldn't look at it and be like, you're wearing a wig. But everyone else did not realize I was. So yeah. Um, Now want to go on to cosplays, like just the outfits,
Sure.
sewing and making props, maybe
Yeah.
all the above, and then we can after that we can start ending. That sounds so sad.
Okay.
But yeah. So let's start with like cosplays and props now. So let's just put it all together. Any advice for that? I'm not good at prop making, so
Oh, I don't have any examples with me.
I have examples.
You all can look at my Instagram because I make props.
Yeah.
Sometimes. Only when I absolutely have to. Oh, and Aiza was flexing.
There we go.
I have mine in the other room.
Oh, hold on. If we're gonna flex our capture weapons, I'm gonna be right back.
Oh
No, I'm not flexing my capture app, and I'm flexing my mic.
I didn't make this, but I have this.
Marry me. I don't have my ring.
I definitely recommend EVA foam. Cosplay EVA foam works really super. This is pretty big. I have another one that I'm making. It'll be my third mic speaker, but the nice thing about EVA foam is you can paint it, you can morph it with a heat gun, or I use a hairdryer just because I don't have a heat gun. But you to like curve it and put it in place so it stays. And then it's pretty durable too, as long as you're not like, throwing your stuff all over the place and stuff like that. Then I would definitely recommend using EVA foam. I get my EVA foam from Joann Fabrics. They've got long sheets of it, and usually it's on sale. I'm a big person that likes to use coupons, so yeah, it comes in different like widths or like thicknesses too. So it's pretty easy to use. I definitely recommend it.
Yeah, with EVA foam, if there's a brand called TNT Cosplay Supplies, they're based in Texas and they ship, all over the country. They sell EVA foam too, which is great because both sides are smooth. They also have that foam clay, the EVA foam clay. Have you guys used that?
I've heard of that, but I want to try it. I haven't used it. But
I
that's really cool.
Clay. I have this clay too.
Yeah, I've used foam clay. I used it on my Bouette crown to make like the balls and like the stuff because I made most of the crown out of foam. And it's so nice. Oh yeah, and they also have dowels, half dowels,
yes,
and foam scales that way you can make like scale looking armor without having to use like a hole punch or hand cutting like a psychopath.
So nice.
I'm
currently making an Ibuki cosplay, so I'm going to be using this as the horns. Ooh. So you can just go to your Michaels, and I didn't want to spend too much money because I'm just experimenting right now. So because I'm going to be hand making the wig and all that, like creating it. So I'm going to be using this. It's going to be fun. But yeah, a lot of people say use clay that can air dry, and it's light. But yeah, Mystery.
Don't be afraid to incorporate electronics into your props. It's not for beginners all the time, but these goggles actually have like a thing of LED lights on the inside, so they light up red.
Right?
That will really help take your cosplay prop from like good to great. Just like a little, and they can always be powered by like a portable battery pocket. My mic speaker also has like a Bluetooth speaker in it, so it actually also projects my voice. I'm quite proud of it. So definitely don't restrict yourself to just how like the visuals look with the foam and stuff. Like once you're comfortable making props, like try and go for other effects too. Because especially at cons, it looks so cool.
Oh yeah.
On a similar boat, incorporating magnets when you do it is your best friend. Because again, back to the bouette crown, it sticks to my wig. I put a magnet in the wig and in the base of the crown, so it stays on there, and I can take it off, and it's still pretty sturdy. Like, I could literally turn the wig upside down with the crown and like shake it, and it doesn't come off.
Yeah, I use it
That's
for my
cool.
Lunetta balls.
Oh, I love that.
I actually
People do that with armor and bodysuits. Like, they'll put magnets in the bodysuit. Each piece kind of like clicks on.
That's so nice.
So with me, trial and error is a really big thing, because for Halloween, I helped my father make his costume. He is 6 feet, and we made the costume up to 8 feet. We basically use piping that you can get from Home Depot. We sewed fabric, and we used the mask that we had since we were children. I am 5'7", and that is an 8 feet costume that I made with him. Yes.
Yeah.
So experiment, we had to like basically do math with the weight to make sure it didn't break, and it lasted hours during the parade. And after the parade, it basically like the glue finally gave up and it just fell apart, and it was easy to take home. So yeah.
For cons, your props may not look the same way as you brought it there.
Yeah.
Don't be too upset.
Yeah.
Always know that there might be a child bumping into you and it will fall off or break apart. So we try to make it sturdy, but just know that you may be coming back home with a broken prop.
Yes.
So,
many Deku masks have fallen.
Yeah. For me, same thing. Like, there's so many cosplays that fall apart on me at a con. Actually, at home, one of my Nezure ear things fell down. It, like, the hot glue melted. Not, like, because it was hot. So it was, like, it kind of reactivated, I guess, and it just popped off. I was like,
oh, geez. As an Arizonian, that's a common problem we have, is our hot glue stuff melting.
Yeah, so I was like, well, it popped off. But thankfully, there was a young cosplayer, came over to me and was like, I got you. Don't worry. I have hot glue in my mom's bag. I was like, no way. And then they helped me a lot. So sometimes there is cosplay pairs or even a friend that you just met will help you out. So if you're lucky.
Also, when making props, always check the con guidelines, because you might make a prop that isn't allowed, and I will hate for you to show up with your sword and they'd be like, well, you can't bring that.
Yeah.
So always look at guidelines when making props. If you want to make one out of metal to use for photo shoots and make a foam one for con, that would be awesome.
Yeah, because a lot of cons have different guidelines. Every con, actually. There's one con that you're allowed to bring your ice skates, because I wanted to do a Yuri on Ice cosplay. So one con you can bring your ice skates, and another con was like, you can't. So
because it's live steel.
Yeah, that's really fair. I called sometimes and they're like, well, if you bring your ice skates and have your guards in it and just cannot take it out, then you can. So you had to like really constrict it. Other than that, that's really it.
So it's okay to have multiple versions of the same props for like different guidelines. And plus, it's always nice to have the same props multiple times, because if one breaks, you got to back up.
Yeah. And Mystery?
Oh, I want to talk about fabric choice if you decide to go into sewing your own cosplays. So I will tell you right now, point blank, if you can avoid it, don't sew with cotton. Or if you do
cotton broadcloth at Joann's, just don't do it.
Don't do it. I competed with a cotton broadcloth costume, and the only reason it didn't place higher is because the judges were like, your fabric sucked and was kind of see-through. The see-through part of the cotton broadcloth, I cannot overestimate. Unless you have like 5 layers of that crap on you, you will flash something. It's tragic. And also another tip for fabric, this is my Eraserhead scarf. This is a vinyl or polyester. I love this for making things.
It looks amazing.
Like cartoon.
Ooh, you're cutting out again. But it looks super good. I don't know. It got cut out.
It froze.
It froze. They look very majestic like that. Just like start dancing. Do, 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 do. Do you guys remember
Rockefeller
that?
Street.
Yeah.
Oh, that so many TikTok dances are forever ingrained in my muscle memory.
Oh yeah, that was before I even started TikTok. Like I knew that for a while. That's when I
Oh.
first.
I froze on that. Beautiful. Just a mustache, glass.
It literally like could not be a more elegant stop.
Yes.
There we go.
Okay. Hello.
I loved that.
That was
You never saw
beautiful.
me. You never saw me.
Yeah. So sewing. If you want to make your own cosplay, good luck with that.
Yeah, good luck.
Good luck. I'm currently making my cosplays right now, and I'm very new to sewing. Man, there's a lot I need to learn. I give so many like props and like credit to everyone that makes their own cosplays and make their outfits because all I've been doing for my cosplays is like in the past from last year is I bought it and I'll fix it. So if I had to take it in or I have to like rip out the buttons and put new buttons, like that's what I did. I never took fabric and it was like, let's make this into a dress. So, and that's what I'm doing in the future. So, yeah, but everyone who does it, good for you. Please, like,
I'm just having
I have-
flashbacks to when I made my bouette dress because it's all white, and that
I've
was the
seen
most
it.
stressful thing I ever made.
I seen it and it looks so
Oh
good.
man. I have one thing to add for sewing. Well, like costume stuff, prop, etc. It's okay to like have an item that you have and then think that you want like to upgrade it and then like going and upgrading it. Like you don't have to stick with a single prop that you made. Like I feel like that's a given, but it's always good to put it out there. When I started my Aizawa, I had silk scarves that I bought off of Amazon that I just hand sewed together, and now I like made a better scarf that like
It looks good.
looks better. Ooh,
looks
sorry about my
really
dogs.
Monkey.
No worries.
Also, you don't need canon outfits. If you want to do a Zawa in a pink jumpsuit, do it.
Then neon pink sweatpants, anyways. Anything's canon if you put your mind to it.
Yeah.
Yes, you don't need the whole Ibuki getup. You don't need the expensive canon outfits. Do what you want to do. Have fun. Not everyone has the money for it. So just do you.
Exactly.
Also, if you're sewing, look for patterns online. The patterns you can find in person at Joann Fabrics will never be the patterns you need because they're not made for weird cosplay pieces and like
Except for the cosplay brand patterns.
true.
But-
I love those and I used those whenever I was making my first one. But if you're looking for like a specialty pattern for like a weird piece, like I bought that Eraserhead goggle pattern on Etsy for like $3 and it made the whole process so much easier than it would have been if I was just trying to figure it out on my own. So like look online for patterns too.
Google is your best friend.
Oh yeah.
Also, if you are gonna buy patterns, because I'm a pattern hoarder like a dragon, what Joann's will do 5 for $5 with patterns, and patterns are usually like $20, so you can get them for like $1 each. And that also can include like the Yaya Han like cosplay patterns too. So like, just keep an eye out.
Also, cosplay friends are amazing. If you're making something and they made it before, if they're willing to help you, take that help.
Exactly.
Please take it.
Exactly. And just know that your first prop or anything that you're making may not be perfect the first time. Like I was making a hero suit for Deku, and I currently don't like how it looks. So I think I'm going to rip it apart and make it again. So